What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. With the beta of Modern Warfare 3 on the horizon, we're going to be finding out a ton of new information. So before any of that information becomes public knowledge, I want to express some of my thoughts when it comes to features that I'd like to see within Modern Warfare 3. So for today's video, I just want to compile a short list of some features that I believe would be great for the game and would actually be nice little improvements to the quality of life of the game. But before we get started with that, I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to let me know down below in that comment section some features you'd like to see in Modern Warfare 3. Make them realistic, then make them unrealistic, because that's what we're going to have on my list today. So whether it's one option, 3, or even 10 features that you'd like to see in Modern Warfare 3, let me know with a comment down below. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, guys. I've been pretty happy with some of the new changes that are going to be made to the gameplay in Modern Warfare 3. Red dots on minimaps, dead silence being a perk, the complete overhaul of the perk system. These are all positive changes, but I'm not impressed yet. This isn't necessarily a game changer yet for the Call of Duty franchise. It's a game that's starting along the right path, I think, but I still believe it has a long way to go. So I compiled a list of features I'd like to see be implemented into Modern Warfare 3. Whether or not they're realistic, it doesn't really matter for this list. I know that some of these are going to be completely outlandish, but that's part of what makes these videos entertaining, is you get to hear what's kind of my idea of a pretty cool feature for this franchise. Now, some of these features you'll have noticed are from other Call of Duty games, and a couple of these features you've never seen before in Call of Duty, but are in other games. So let's get started. And honestly, this isn't anything earth-shattering. We've seen this first feature before in Call of Duty. And honestly, it should never have made a departure from the franchise, and that is, of course, the Emblem editor. I know it seems like it's a small quality of life change, but allowing players the opportunity to fully customize their own emblem, something that they can physically attach to their player card, something that they used to be able to attach to their gun, is something that allows you to have a little bit of immersion, but also allows you to have a little bit of investment into how your player card is represented. This isn't a negative thing. This is a positive thing for the community and for the game itself. And the fact that it's not been present in the last few Call of Duties is quite disappointing. It needs to make a return. Now, I'm not the biggest Emblem editor guy, but I can at least acknowledge the fact that it allowed for the community to get a little creative, allowed the community to have a little bit more personalization, and I think that's important. Now, we all know why it's not in the game. It's so the game can sell us emblems that light up and move and have just this other layer of microtransactions, and it's really disappointing because you lose a little of that personalization that I talked about earlier. And I'd rather see that return than continue along this path of everything needed to be purchasable within the game instead of being created. Speaking of allowing players creativity, what happened to theater mode? Why didn't it become a mainstay within the Call of Duty franchise after it was first implemented in Black Ops 1? It's insane to me that Call of Duty hasn't made this mandatory in every single Call of Duty. And unfortunately, as time has gone on, the theater mode has just been gutted and gutted and gutted along the way. And I don't know why that is. It was something that was so revolutionary when it was first introduced back in the Halo games. And then we saw it for the first time in Black Ops 1. But ever since then, it just seems to be an afterthought by these developers. It doesn't seem to have the same amount of creator controls year in and year out. You know, if you compare Black Ops 1's theater to Black Ops 4's, they're vastly different, and it feels as if Black Ops 1 was far superior to Black Ops 4's. Same thing if you compare Black Ops 2's to Black Ops Cold War's. It's just a bad comparison. Even though these games should be getting more advanced, the technology should be getting better. We should be able to receive more creator tools and more creator opportunities. But again, a theater mode isn't something that will drive revenues. People aren't not going to buy the game because theater's not in it, but they're also not going to be able to make in-game purchases through theater mode. Unless, of course, you charge people for creator tools, which I think would be extremely slimy, which would actually be on point for Activision. Anyways, I digress. Another feature that has been robbed from us in the Call of Duty franchise over the last several years has been lobby leaderboards. I'm sure you've heard about this before, but its lack of inclusion is really disappointing. It's not something that's major to everybody, but sometimes seeing where you measure up within your own lobby is a nice breath of fresh air. It allows you to have a little bit more of competition, especially if you're number 2 and you're going up against the number 1 guy and you can be like, hey, like I want to see how good this guy really is, or whatever it might be. You can also just look at how everybody else fares in the game, and it just allows you to have a little bit more connection within this community, something that they've been trying to rip away from us for the last several years. And it's no coincidence that this was taken out right around the same time that SBMM really was pushed to the forefront of Call of Duty matchmaking. And that they don't want you to know that you're basically paired up with the same people around your same skill level every single game. There's no variety. And that's a big problem within Call of Duty right now. And it's a big problem within a lot of games, if I'm going to be completely honest. SBMM doesn't really help anybody. It hinders the experience for a lot of players. And it allows you to be less connected to the community that you should be playing with. And I guess lobby leaderboards goes hand in hand with disbanding of lobbies. This never used to be an issue. It used to be something that made the Call of Duty community better, and now it's just something that we've lost. And it's really unfortunate. It's something that I'd like to see return. I don't know why it was removed. It seems like such a easy fix, and now I know that you have this new feature in Modern Warfare 2, but it's the first step to actually just giving us what we want. So give us what we want, please, and thank you. Speaking of giving us what we want, how about just overhauling UI? I know, again, this is far-fetched. I know that this is wishful thinking, but I'd absolutely love to see them overhaul this UI, completely change it, revolutionize it, make it better for everyone. But that's not the case that we're going to have. That's not the situation that we're in. This is asking the moon of Call of Duty to do, and it's quite disappointing. It would be really nice to see them actually change this up and make it more user-friendly, make it more appealing to the player base. Instead of it looking like a streaming service, make it look like a video game, please. That's all I ask of you. And honestly, I don't think it's asking too much. I think it would improve the quality of life of the game. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm focused on here. I just want the game to be better overall. You know what else would make the game better overall? Bringing back Classic Prestige. Just scrap this seasonal Prestige nonsense and just bring back Classic Prestige. Just give us Classic Prestige. I don't know why this isn't being the normalized Prestige system. It makes no sense to me. The seasonal Prestige system makes no sense to me. I don't know why people like it. I don't know if anybody actually likes it. But I feel as if those who want Classical Prestige speak up one time all year, and it's when the new game releases. And then after that, they're too busy grinding or not playing the game to really care. I just want to see the classic 10 prestige system return, allow there to be resets, allow people to play the game as it was originally intended. Make it feel like classic Call of Duty, please. I don't understand what you're trying to go for when you have this really weird seasonal prestige system. It is not enjoyable, and honestly, I don't know anyone who likes it. I just really don't. But I also have to be honest with myself and realize that the chances of Call of Duty waking up and realizing that Classic Prestige is going to come back is probably long gone. And it's really unfortunate because, again, it's something that would improve the quality of life of the game. But it feels as if they don't want to do that, and they don't want to get innovative either. You know, they're so tried and true with their processes these days that trying to be innovative in any way, shape, or form is just really foreign to them. And anytime they do try something new, they're too hard-headed to go back on it. Think of the perk system here in Modern Warfare 2. That was something that they should have gone back on way back in November, December when they got enough feedback from the community. But nope, they decided to go through with it all year long for no reason and then revert it in the next Call of Duty game. And it's that inability to foresee what type of innovations would be good for the game versus innovations that would be bad for the game that really hinders Call of Duty. And honestly, I don't understand why they haven't tried to innovate within their map design. And what I mean by that isn't trying to change the formula in which they make their maps, but lending the map editing tools to the community and giving the community the ability to customize and create their own maps. It worked for Halo. Heck, even Tony Hawk had a create your own park mode. Why is it that Call of Duty hasn't tried experimenting with this? We already know they're lazy. Why not allow players the ability to just create their own maps? And then boom, you've got your work done for you already. You've let the user base do it for you. But it's probably because they cannot sell it. They cannot make revenue directly off of it. Because it feels as if everything that's being added to Call of Duty has one main focus, and that is to draw as much revenue as possible instead of trying to increase the overall quality of the game. That's my main argument right now with Call of Duty. That's my main criticism of it. And it just continues to be a big factor into why the games have felt less fun over the last few years, is because they're completely driven out of revenue instead of creativity and innovation and trying to allow players to have fun. Now, I know none of these features are probably going to appear in Modern Warfare 3, and this was all wasted breath. But honestly, I hope that at least one of them makes the cut, even if it's something as small as the Emblem editor. I'm fine with that. But if any of these make it in, the one that I'd like to see the most would be Prestige, the classical Prestige system returning. But these are just a few of the features I'd like to see in Modern Warfare 3. And again, like I said earlier in the video, I'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are for features that you'd like to see in Modern Warfare 3. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.